Yes guys, welcome to another video on the channel today. I'm the guy that predicted Real Madrid to beat Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League a year before the final even happened. And if you remember, about a couple years ago I predicted Man City to beat AC Milan in the final. I was close. I predicted Man City to win and it happened. 2023 final in Istanbul. I just predicted the wrong Milan club, but to be fair, both Milan clubs made at least a semi-final of the Champions League. I can definitely cook. So let's predict the Champions League final. Or who's gonna make it actually. That's the main thing. To be honest, I'm not predicting this fucking group ass league phase. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's about who makes the final. That's when you get to cook. Two teams from each of the other top four leagues. We'll start off with England. I think there's only two main contenders that I think can really push for a Champions League final spot, and that is Manchester City and I'd say Arsenal. Next, let's go to Spain. I think, well, where I live, there's only really two main teams, the defending champions Real Madrid and Barcelona. And then we go on to the Bundesliga in Germany. Two teams I have in mind. One of them is Bayern Munich. Now remember, Bayern Munich are technically hosting the Champions League final. And the last time Munich hosted a Champions League final, Bayern Munich were in it just because of their unbeaten record. I know it just recently ended. I'd probably say Bayer Leverkusen. I think they're the other team in that bracket for me that can really compete for the Champions League final spot. And then finally, Serie A in Italy. I think one of them is Internazionale Milano. I think they're one of the teams I'm picking. It's between Juventus and Atalanta. And just based on this season so far between the two teams, I will probably say Juventus. So I have 8 teams. These are the 8 teams right here. I put it up here. I think we will get an all Spanish or all English, all German, all Italian final. So that means the only 4 potential matchups for the Champions League final I have are Real Madrid against Barcelona, there's Man City against Arsenal, there's Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen, and there's Internazionale Milano against Juventus. We haven't had an all-Italian final since 2003, I believe. And for some reason, I don't know what's telling me, the final of the 2025 UEFA Champions League final will be between Internazionale Milano and Juventus. And the winner this season's Champions League 2025 in Munich will be. So Inter are my pick to win the Champions League. Will I go 3 for 3? Will I go almost potentially 3 for 3 in terms of predicting the final? If I get at least one of those teams in the final, that means I've cooked. Okay? Let me cook. As I said, you have to be watching my predictions when it comes to Champions Leagues and all. I'm pretty good at them. Not saying I'm the best, but you should subscribe and like this video. Thank you guys so much. If you're an Inter fan, you should definitely like the video. Even if you're actually, I don't know if there's any Juve fans, but potentially. But yeah, I am predicting Internazionale Milano to win the Champions League final. There we land. Peace.